If you're running a remote company, it can be really challenging to hold your team accountable or to even have a pulse on what's going on with your team, whether you're a manager or a business owner, or if you're an employee, you're like, how does my boss know that I'm actually getting work done? Well, in this video, we're gonna be talking about how to hold your team accountable or how to be accountable to your boss remotely and how to have systems in place that you know you're getting your work done or you are knowing your employee or your team is getting the work done. So great, in this video, we're gonna be going over a couple specific steps that you can put in place in your team, or you can ask your boss to put in place to make sure that you're getting the key desired deliverables that your boss wants, and that way you can rest easy at night. Because working at home and working remotely can be challenging because, you know, two reasons. First, if you're the owner, the manager, the leader of your team, it's hard to know if your employees are actually delivering on what you need them to deliver, right? You don't see them every day. You don't have that tangible in-person view of them. I would argue that in-person, you know, somebody going and sitting at their desk is not a effective measurement of productivity. Or even time is not an effective measurement of productivity. How many hours you work does not tell me how effective you were at driving the needle, how effective you were at actually getting the results the company needs. So those types of things, whether it's time or being in person, actually aren't effective at all. But before the pandemic, before people were working remotely, it helped us feel good about our team working well versus actually having results. So there's a couple things that can help you measure productivity and help you make sure your team is actually driving the results that you need them to drive, and a way for you to demonstrate to your boss, right? On the receiving end, if you're an employee, a way to be like, hey, I'm actually doing things for our company. I'm actually making the company more successful. That way you can ask for a raise, right? Or ask for a promotion. So there's a couple things. First, number one, your company should be using some sort of project manager. So there's lots of great ones out there. Trello, there's lots of great ClickUp, there's lots of great Mondays, another one as well. There's a bunch of great project management tools out there. Basecamp, to name a few that are out there that you can use to manage all your different projects, right? Things will get lost in email. You know, so to actually manage what everyone's working on, having some sort of project manager. The next thing you should have, number two, is KPIs. KPI stands for Key Performance Indicators, and these are company-wide and departmental or individual, that these are key performance indicators that you should measure to see how healthy your business is and to make sure you're driving the outcomes you need to be successful. So some of them could be a guest or a customer satisfaction rating, right? People are responding to surveys. Are they responding well to the surveys? Profits, right? Is the company making profits? What's your EBITDA or what is your net profit? Another thing could be employee turnover, right? Are people quitting a lot? Is the culture of the business not doing well? Another one could be sales, right? What are your total top of line sales to understand, are we actually driving revenue to the business and are we growing? So those are a couple like company-wide KPIs that you could do, but you could also do individual KPIs. And a common example of this is for a salesperson, right? They have quotas. That could be one KPI. It could be how many projects they get done, or how many cases they close, or if they're a technician, how many tickets did they close, or if they're a customer service rep, how many tickets did they close, and how quickly they close them. So having some sort of performance indicators in your team that are things that are reflective of actually driving value for your business, right? And so KPIs are super important. Every successful business I've been in has had some sort of KPIs to measure profits, customer satisfaction, employee health and employee culture, top line revenue, and then also departmental KPIs or individual KPIs. The third thing you should measure or have in place is some sort of performance-based compensation. One way to get people to be motivated to drive results is to have their compensation reflective of it. Whether it's profit sharing, bonuses, pay raise based upon performance, right? You see employees that are thriving and actually driving results, giving them a raise. But The reason why I think salespeople are some of the most effective at driving results for their organization is because their per income and their compensation is so directly tied to performance. Salespeople, as I've been a salesperson in a lot of different positions, it gives you a goal to shoot for. When you're in customer service, when you're in HR or finance, the goals are a little more nebulous. The goals are a little more vague. So you have to work really hard at setting goals and thresholds. If the company achieves these results, everyone or specific people get a bonus or raise. And you can actually associate the performance-based compensation with the KPIs, right? If there's an individual KPIs and they meet these, they get $1 raise or they get a bonus or whatever it may be. So that's how you should think about compensation. The fourth thing you should have in place is team building. So especially if you're a remote company, right? You're trying to hold people accountable and trying to create a culture of accountability. One way to get to know people and to actually see if people are invested is to have team building, whether it's playing a game after hours virtually, or whether it's getting everyone into everyone at a retreat center. If you fly everyone in once a year to have some sort of team building. This is a great way to see if people are really invested in the culture of your business. Because people can, drive results, but are they actually invested? And do they really care about the culture? And do they actually have a relationship and want to have a relationship with other people? So the 5 things: number 1, project management tool. Number 2, key performance indicators or KPIs. Number 3, doing performance-based compensation. Number 4, team building. And then last but not least, regular check-ins. So this is super important. Number 5 is to have regular check-ins with each one of your direct reports. So if you're a manager, you should be meeting with somebody once a week or once every 2 weeks, whether it's your team member, just to have that regular check-in with them. If you're on a director level and you're meeting with like a CEO, you could do that more infrequently. But if you are a manager and you have direct reports under you, once a week is a great time just to check in to see how they're doing, see how you can be a support to them, right? See how you can help them help them with their list on get that done and get things in their project management moved, or help them push towards those KPIs, right? And help them solve whichever issue of their KPIs they're working on. And so that weekly check-in is super important. So all these 5 areas are super important to help you hold your team accountable, help you see who is thriving, who needs more support on your team, and to really drive a successful remote team and a remote organization. So if you like this video, please like it. Leave a comment in addition, if there's things I've missed, right? If there's areas that help you hold your team accountable or ways that you can show value and demonstrate that you're driving results to your boss, leave them in the comments. If you've also enjoyed this content, please subscribe to our channel. We put out 3 videos every week on remote working, whether you're an employee or an owner. Also burnout, right? Technology burnout, making sure that we have healthy boundaries with technology, because if you are working remotely, we are in front of these screens all day long. So having those healthy boundaries, subscribe to my channel to watch those videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much.